there, happy Monday. Thanks for joining me here tonight. We are continuing on the Splendid Sampler to Quilt Along. Here's the book for it. There are 100 blocks. I think we're on around 56 right now. We're doing the Country Star block. It is foundation paper piecing, so we are sewing onto a foundation of paper. So we'll go through that process a little bit. We're sort of towards at the end of it. We're at the assembly stage when we are going to put our smaller pieces into larger groups. So that is the plan for the day. Thanks so much for joining me here. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. So like I said, we are working on the Splendid Sampler 2. The block that we're working on is the Country Star block. That's this one right here. Pretty intricate looking, and a lot of that intricacy is achieved through foundation paper piecing. So we'll take a peek at that again. But I do encourage you to watch our earlier videos on this block to get the start of how to do foundation paper piecing, because we are at the time that we're assembling our smaller pieces into the larger pieces. So it's kind of the last step of this. So all right, let's get going, you guys. All right, hello everyone. So again, here is our block that we are working on. It is the Country Star block by Nancy Mahoney. It is on page 116 of the Splendid Sampler. And we are now at the point that we are assembling our foundation paper pieced parts. So here's one grouping of it. So this is we have an A section here. You can see it says A1, A2, A3, A4. This is the A section. We have a B section and a C section. And we have sewn all of those together at this point. And the next step is to make 3 more of these. So we have all the parts. Like I have a stack here of the C parts. So 3 more C's, 3 more A's, and 3 more B's. And we're going to start assembling them into 4 of these. So that is the plan tonight. All right, you guys. I'm going to scroll down here. Okay. Tracy, it looks okay on Facebook. Facebook, let me know if I'm frozen over there. I think we're okay, though. All right, let's just start out by kind of like laying these out. So just so you guys know, I have my bin here of the rest of this project. I like having bins for each project here. And we are quilting as you go, meaning when I finish 4 blocks, I sew them together with some white sashing and a little square in the middle there. And then I put a back and batting there, and we quilt these in these small groupings like this, and that has been really fun. I'm new to that quilt as you go process, and it is working gangbusters. I mean, like it's awesome. I'm able to like be quilting before my project's even done, so that's been really fun. So we have 3 finished smaller blocks here, so potentially when we finish this one we could sew another group of 4 together. But I also wanted we talked a little bit about that this is foundation paper piecing, so we're sewing directly to a foundation of paper. We talked about maybe doing some English paper piecing as well. So it's still paper piecing, we're still piecing with, you know, a foundation of paper, but it is a little bit different process. It's a hand stitching process. So I think we will search for one of those in the book. I'm sure there's a few of them that we haven't done that uses English paper piecing, and then we can just kind of see a little bit of the difference between the 2 types of paper piecing. So that is the plan. So we'll finish this probably not today, but maybe by tomorrow, hopefully. But we'll see. So, all right, I need 3 more sections of these. I just kind of want to lay it out again, what this is going to look like. So this is a corner piece, kind of like so. Just to peek. Oh, and that's right. We accidentally like I accidentally put different fabrics for these two pieces when I was supposed to put the same, but that was an accident. So I want to put them like across from each other. So these two are the same and these two are the same. Okay, and then we got these corner pieces and our B pieces are right in the middle. So I'm, I'm doing a pale quilt. This is my blonde quilt. It's my attempt at seeing if I can do like just a pale, light colored quilt because I've never done that before. So it's all whites and tans and these kind of light gold yellows. So it's pretty subtle, but this is looking pretty. I think it looks really, really nice. So again, here's it a little bit more bold. Here, we can have them next to each other, like so. I think it's going to be fun. So looking at the instructions again, it looks like we sew the B pieces to the C pieces first, and it looks like we press them towards the C pieces. So let's start there. So we are going to start with these chunks. So let's just move this to the side. I think we'll do these all at once. So what I'm going to do is flip this over. I'm going to use the pin method of aligning our seam. So just to make sure this is in the exact right point, that I'm putting this in the exact right place, we are going to line up the points of the corners on this paper with the points of the corners on this paper. So how we do that is I'm going to take just a pin and I am going to stab it through this side right at that point, and then like with right sides together, I'm going to try and stab it at this point. Luckily I can kind of see through it because this is a light colored fabric, but if you can't see through your fabric, just kind of keep stabbing and then peeking to see if you're close to that point there. So we're good now. So right now I'm through both of those points, and I want my pin to be just perfectly perpendicular to my row here, my line here. Like I don't want it shimmied to the side this way. See, it's angled that way. I don't want it that way or this way, because that means the two pieces have shifted. They're not perfectly lined up. I need the pin to be perfectly straight to know that they're matched. And that goes for this way too. I can't have it up or down a little bit. It needs to be like right as perpendicular as I can get, and same thing here. And then of course our edges lined up. So when I got those three things going, I'm gonna throw a clip in there, and I'm gonna clip these so that I'm sewing from this side, because this side has a point that I want to make sure to get. So I'm gonna make sure that I'm sewing right through that seam there. All right, so when that one's done, I can take out that pin. That clip will keep it in place really well. And now hopefully, if I stab through this point here, hopefully it's lined up. So I'm gonna try and go straight. And I think we're good enough. But you could go through one and then go through the other again. But I think we're pretty decent. Still want to try and keep these straight in both directions, and I think we're good. So let's throw a clip on there. Oop, I'll go this way. Actually, I'm going to clip it a little lower because we're going to start sewing right there. All right, we got our 2 points of contact holding these together. All that's left is to sew down this line here. And all right, let's go to the sewing machine. Okay, so some things I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my stitch length. I think my thread is all messed up, so we're going to re-thread here too. I'm not going to use leaders and enders on this, although we could. I'm not used to using leaders and enders on paper piecing projects, but I suppose there's no reason why we couldn't. All right, I'm going to re-thread this quick. My thread kind of got all over the place. So I hope everyone... Oh, see, look, it cut itself there too. All right. I thought I was pulling on it funny earlier. Let's get a nice new sharp point. I'm almost done with this spool of thread too, so I'm wondering if things might be acting up a hair because I'm almost done with the thread. Like, it might be, first of all, it's curlier than usual because we are at the end, and I think it might be getting tied onto the spool of hair, but I think we're pretty much okay. All right, so let's take the shoe off. Not really a shoe. We are slippering it today for sure. Who wears shoes at home anymore? Okay. All right, so I am going to stitch through this. Okay, Amy's saying, did you ever say if you like, stitching through better than back-tacking? So, we'll take a look at that in a sec here. I wonder if we had... So this grouping, we didn't have much places where I did back-tack because we're going through the seams on all of them, pretty much. Oh yeah, here. So here we are testing whether I like crossing over seams or if I like stopping right when it goes to the next seam and putting a little back tack. I'm partial to just putting a little back tack in there just because then it doesn't get in the way here. But I don't know. I'm undecided, I guess. All right. Oops, I got my little fabric in there. Okay, so right now I'm not going to back tack just because I am in... Oh, see, now I'm paranoid. I am going to back tack. So I'm going to go forward a bit and then back a bit just to lock it in place. We're handling things a lot with these, with foundation paper piecing, so I don't know. I like the back tacking. It's a little extra security. I don't really need all these guides here either while I'm working. Because with foundation paper piecing, I can just go right on the line. I've shortened the stitch length so it's making more perforation marks. Okay, so here's where I want to go right through that other seam. Those extra perforation marks will make it easier to take the paper off later. All right, maybe I won't back tack. So I'm going to leave this one here, and I am going to group these next two sections together. So these are our next two. I'm going to get both of those lined up, and then we'll sew them to the other one. So we'll just kind of chain piece these last ones. Oh, Sally said that she got her fuzzles or purchased her Scrappy and Fuzzles embroidery. Yep, so that'll be next week. I'm pretty excited for that. I think it's going to be fun. Let me see if I have that near me. So this is the... Here's one of them, our fuzzles. This is one of the embroidery of the months. So this is what we will work on next week. It's couched, so all these threads are just couched down with little stitches. It's a new stitch that we haven't done here yet. I think that's going to be fun. So that'll be next week. We'll be shipping out more of those bundles tomorrow. So they will be on their way to you. Okay, there we are. Oh, Nolene says that she got her Fuzzles PDF. That's great. All right, so I'm lining this up again. I did it on the other side this time first for no reason, I guess. Lining up our seam. Okay, I'm going to clamp that down. All right, and I'm not sure I aligned that quite well. Okay, now I'm going to go through those 2 points. Yeah, normally I would shift this. Well, yeah, let's shift it. So it's not perfectly in line. So I'm going to, I went through this one, and then I'm going to take a peek at this one and just kind of adjust until There we go. Now I'm right through that point. That's a little bit more accurate. Accuracy is a good thing with foundation paper piecing. All right, so making sure my pin is straight, and we're good. All right, so that's this one. I'm going to let this one sit, and let's do the other one. I'm going to need a few more clips. All right. Through the point of this one. Oops, right sides together. Almost went through the back side of that one. Oh, not quite. There we go. So this is the part that you're doing the pin stuff a whole lot. But we are at that last step. This is the only time that you really have to do all this pin lining up, is when you need all these pieces to really, really match. But for this, the main process of foundation paper piecing, you don't have to do this. So we're done with that part of the process. So you'll definitely want to check out the earlier videos for this block. Ooh, we are far off for that one. To see the starting process of this for sure. All right, that looks good. All right, let's sew these other two. Get my little stiletto here. Oh, thanks again for all the stiletto orders, you guys. We are going like through the pre-order ones quick. I'm actually going to order a third batch of supplies for them. So that's awesome, you guys. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun making these little fellers up when we get all the supplies in. All right, and the next one. Going through that seam. All right, so I am gonna just take this off the machine. So now we have all of the B pieces sewn to the C pieces. So that part is complete. Let's get these little fuzzles over here and snip them apart. So for now, I'm going to leave the papers in. We're going to press these quick, but let's just take a peek. So I'm going to open them up. And there we are, looking all intricate and pretty. There, this one's maybe a little bit better. So this point is going right touching the edge of the line, all nice and perfect. That's the beauty of foundation paper piecing. You can get these perfect, intricate, oh, that was a little bit far away, but you can get these really kind of nice, intricate designs going, like it's magic. Because like, how else would you create a design like this? You'd have to put all these little pieces together and sew them and still have them magically fit together somehow. So I just love how these turn out like just magic. All right, so I'm gonna press so the seam allowances go towards the C section. Ooh, these are being a little funny, but I think we got it. All right, there's one grouping. Looks like a fun little kite. Oh, Sally says, I'm barefoot or in socks. Yep, I never really thought about it until we started talking about it here, like a long time ago. And then I realized, yeah, you know what? I like sewing with just my sock. I just feel like if I have a shoe on it, I lose some sensitivity to, you know, how I'm pressing on the pedal or something. I don't know. Now it's just habit. I like just having my socks on. Okay, so here we are. Part 1 finished. Okay, next up, I think I know what to do next, but let's just peek at how they mention it in the instructions. Okay, yeah, so now we're going to sew the A pieces to the B pieces. Join the A and B sections in pairs, okay? And then press, and it looks like we are pressing them with open seams. So let's look at the one that we've already got done. Yeah, so we press towards the C piece, and now these ones we press with open seams like that. All right, so we're going to go through that same process, but for the A piece, which is this triangle, to the BC pieces that we just created here. Okay, and they should all look like this. So we should have the B and C pieces towards the left. I don't want to accidentally put since they're all triangles, I don't want to accidentally put one on this side because they need to all be the same. All right, so just to make sure that I do them all the same, I'm just going to line them all up. So I remember, and I'm going to just go through that same process of pinning, and I'll pin and clip all 3 of these at the same time. So let's get some more clips, and I think I'll probably need one more group of clips. So let's start here. So, okay, so I do have this point that I want to match up on the edge, it looks like, so I'm going to want to sew with this piece up. Let's just start with that piece, I guess. So, all right, we want to line that point and that point with these points over here, and I don't think anything else needs to line up, so that's good. A lot of times you might have more points in some other foundation paper piecing projects. You might have like a point here or here that needs to line up with a point here, like they have to perfectly match. But this design, we don't have that, which makes it a little easier. Okay, so I should be going right through the seam here, and it looks like I am. And I'm guessing I go right through the seam here at some point. So I can't see where it joins right here, but I'm just kind of guessing, like a 1/4 inch away. And, oh man, I got on that point the first try. That's always nice. All right, so let's line up our edge here. There we go, that's pretty good. And now, oh yeah, see, I was a little further this way, and I shifted, and I could feel the whole piece move down a little bit. So, all right, let's get this nice and straight. Make sure we're kind of straight this way too. Okay, looks good. Let's get ooh, except for I'm not kind of aligned along the seam anymore, the edge. All right, that looks better. All right, I'm going to do this one at a time. Let's go through this part first. All right, and oh, I can kind of see through the fabric here. That's good. A little off. Ooh, losing it. Where'd you go? A little higher to the left or to the right. All right, I think that's pretty good. Get those edges together, try and get these straight. All right, so this is putsy work to do all this joining, but that's just where we're at with the process. All right, let's do the next one. Going through this point, and I'm gonna guess it's about right here. Maybe a touch higher along the seam. There, that's better. Sec. grab a clip. I have to admit that this is my least favorite part of foundation paper piecing. I really love when we're sewing all the little individual pieces on, but this final assembly stuff is kind of not my favorite. It is neat because now it's all coming together. I do like that for sure. There, first time, got it. But I could do without all this pinning and stuff. And I mean, you could skip out at this part, but then you'd risk things not lining up. So that'd be annoying. Alright, I think we're pretty good there. So that's the second one. One more, and then we can just sew all these guys. Then we just have final assembly, and then that's it. So I don't know, we're cruising. Maybe we will get close to done. We do have to take all the papers out yet, and that can actually take some time. So we might just finish this up tomorrow. We'll see how far we get today. I'm doing a pretty good job at matching these on the first try. That's not always the case. Alright. Oh, I need more clips. Dang it. Got this all lined up, and I don't have clips. Alright. Let's just see if maybe we're in the right spot right away. Ah-ha-ha! Good. That one went well. Alright, we're ready to sew. Oh, tedious is the word that Sally would use. Yeah, this is the tedious part. I just love the other part so much that this part just is kind of like, ugh, let's get it done. And actually, I kind of find the taking all the papers out a bit tedious too. But oh well, part of the process. It's a trade-off for loving the rest of it so much, I suppose. Alright, so I'm going to sew right through, and let's grab our next piece. Takes a lot longer to sew a seam when your stitches are so tiny. But I think we're going to be happy about that later. Alright, I'm going to... Yep, the iron's still heated up. That's good. So we're going to need it. It is nice, though, to be able to chain piece these together all at once. So taking the time to pin them all at once makes this part go faster and more enjoyable, I think. Alright, that's it. Okay, we just have to press these seams open, and then it's final assembly. Yeah! So basically the same thing, but now we'll sew all four corners together. But yeah, same process still. Alright, now these I'm going to be pressing the seam open, so I'm going to press them to one side first. I don't ever want to put my iron on top of my colors here. Oh, we did color code it. That's what all these drawings are. We color coded it for the fabric beforehand, so we didn't get completely confused. Highly recommend that. I think that's probably one of my biggest recommendations for foundation paper piecing, is to color code the back like that. Alright, so I didn't want to press on this, but I guess I'm going to do that now to press these open. Ooh, hot, hot. So I guess I'm just going to kind of finger press them a bit first. This is so it doesn't end up being super duper bulky later, because I mean, we got a lot of fabric going on here. Okay, so I am pressing on all my colors here, which I didn't really want to do, but oh well. At least we're doing it minimally. Alright, and let's hit it from the front again, then we can really Get that seam flat. And this will all lie flatter when we take the paper out. So I'm just using normal typing paper. Oh, what's the magnet for on my sewing machine? Right now, I mean, technically, you're supposed to use that magnet as a seam guide, so you can do how wide you want the seam, just like as a little marker. But I don't like using it for that. Right now, it's just holding down the postcard, or the business card that I have, that I'm actually using as my seam guide. But for foundation paper piecing, I don't really need a seam guide because we're just sewing right on the lines of the paper. So it's not serving me at all, that magnet right now. Squishing these guys. Okay, I'm going to let that one cool a bit before doing the seam, and I'll press this one, because those seams are hot. So you guys, I am going to be on location again later this week. So tomorrow I will still be here and on both YouTube and Facebook. But Wednesday through Friday, so for 3 days, probably when we're doing the English paper piecing, whichever block that is, maybe we choose that tonight. That'd be good. But that I will be doing on location. We're visiting my parents, who all just were vaccinated, so that's wonderful. But we are visiting them, and so I will only be on YouTube Wednesday through Friday, unfortunately. So that, just so you Facebook people know, that it'll be a YouTube time on Wednesday through Friday. But I will be back here for the Embroidery-of-the-month week. I'll be back here in this location, so you can be on Facebook or YouTube next week. There. Alright, I just want to check the instructions again, but I suspect that we will press the neck seams open as well, but I just want to double check. There's pressing instructions in the book here, and I've been paying attention to the instructions. That's what's kind of fun with projects like this, where it's blocks by a whole pile of different designers. You can kind of learn their techniques and stuff. So I'm just checking. Okay, yeah, so it's pressing open all the rest of this. So by doing other people's instructions, you kind of start seeing, like, oh, that's why they did this or that, because it makes this part easier. You just kind of learn some of those things along the way. All right, look at these oddball shapes, but they all are going to match up. We are going to have so much fabric in the middle here. It'll be interesting to see if we can get those all to match up well. And I suspect pressing the seam open is going to help us with that middle alignment. So, all right, I guess let's do these top two pieces, and then we'll do these bottom two pieces, which are the same. Like if we rotate it like this, it's the same exact thing, which is good. That's kind of sometimes the easier way, to just do it the same motions twice. And yeah, then the rest of it. So first of all, I like looking, is there any points that we're going to have to match? And there's one right here. So that point is going to want to be like lined up with the edge. So I'm going to sew with that piece on top. Let's just flip this over. And again, our only points of that align are these corners again. So those are the only points we'll have. There's no other point that aligns with a point on the other side, so we don't have to worry about that. So all right, I'm going to guess the point is about right here. Oh, I suppose I can look. I'm going to have to look, so right there. So it's covered up my, where my point is, so I gotta like peek on this side and peek on this side that I'm in the right spot, and that's pretty good. Oh, and I'm gonna want to be right in the middle of the seam here too. There we go. Now we're good. All right, I think I messed this up already. I didn't mess it up, I just lost my bearings. Okay. There's so many weird edges. So this is the edge that we're matching up with this edge. So I'm guessing at where my 1/4 inch is again. Oh, and then I gotta peek. Oh gosh, I'm far off. We gotta go up like 1/8 of an inch. All right, let's peek at this side. All right, I think that's pretty decent. Let's go right there. All right, so we do have one other kind of thing to pay attention to. I think we're going to want to align this seam with this seam, it kind of looks like. Oh, maybe not. All right, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to stick to those 2 points and this seam here. So let's just straighten this the heck out. All right, that's looking good, but now we're not aligned here anymore. All right, not bad. Okay. All right, I'm going to do these separate because I want to get right in the seam. So let's go right through the point here. All right, I'm in the seam, that's great. And now I'm going to guess on this seam point. A little further down. All right, ooh, a little up, a little too much. I think I'm starting to get real picky here. Okay. Hopefully this lines up decent still. I think we're good. I'm putting a little bit further down because, again, I'm going to kind of start right here. Whew, only one done. Oh, but we only have two to do, so that's good. I'm like, oh, do I have 3 more of those to go? But nope, just the one other one. So again, let's kind of find that point, which is difficult with these open seams, but we can do it. All right, that looks good. And let's say about right there. And I think I can go a little further up. All right, I'm calling it. Yep, this is pushing my tedious buttons for sure, this stage of it. But I suppose this is the stage where you really start seeing how it comes together too, which is exciting. But, yep, tedious, but one step closer to done. All right, let's do this side. Sorry, I'm not catching your comments as much as usual tonight, you guys. I am peeking up, but I'm pretty eyeballed on these little pins. Little pin points tonight. All right, that looks good. Checking the top and the side, make sure that's perpendicular, and we're fine. All right, I can breathe. Let's sew those 2 seams. Then we just have 1 seam left. Man, I don't know. We might get totally done tonight. This is crazy. I was not thinking, after looking at this, that we'd get both of these sections done. At worst, we might just have to pull out some papers tomorrow. But we can also start on the next project too. We could pull out papers and prep the next project. That would be a lot done. Because I suspect with whatever English paper piecing one we choose, there'll be some prep involved. Like making templates and stuff, so we'll look into that. But we can definitely choose tonight what one we're going to work on. That'll be fun. Do some paging through the the book again. I think I'll just page through until we hit one that I haven't done yet. That's English paper piecing. Might be a fun way to do it. Alright, going through that seam. Alright, that's that. We just have one more seam to go. Yay! Exciting. Oh, I suppose we have to press this yet. Always forgetting the pressing. But we can peek. Oh, there, it's opening that way. Oh, it looks so cool! Look at it, it's just looking so nice. Everything's just coming together, crazy. Okay, let's peek at this one. Ooh, those points are looking real good. Those are right smack on there. That's great. Oh, and these points should be matching up to, as should these points. Those are all the points that we lined up. This one up here and this one up here, and then sewing along that point there. So far, things are looking like they're matching, which is great. In theory, the foundation paper piecing process should allow for the pieces to match up really well throughout the whole process. It can get sketchy when it gets super bulky. Like now we're going to have all of this down here. We'll just see how that goes. We'll do our best getting those pins to match up. And if we're a little off, who cares? This is looking great. It's crazy how intricate. I think we counted this. Wasn't there like 44 pieces in this? Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, 11 times 4. So yeah, 44 pieces in a... ooh, let's press the other one first. That's hot. 44 pieces in a 6-inch square. It's pretty insane. That was intimidating when we started this, wasn't it? Knowing that there were 44 pieces stuck in this tiny little baby. All right, pressing this open, and oh, so much fabric here. Oops, I'm messing up the other seams. Okay, let's flip this around. Give it a good smush. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I'm loving how this is turning out. Definitely can be intimidating seeing a block like this, but we get through it, and then it's done. Oh, yeah, Nolene says I can pull some of the paper out in the center to ease the bulk. It always freaks me out a little bit, because I like having that to line up things, but I suppose we can line up just the seams, like where all the seams meet now. I think we'll just kind of leave it for now. Let's open this one. All right, flip it and smush it. This will all of a sudden feel like fabric again when we take the papers out. I think I mentioned that already, but it is kind of neat. Like, all of a sudden it feels like a magic block that you put together. Okay, so there we go. Top and bottom there. So now just the same thing. We gotta line up all the points. Basically, now we have 3 points. So we have our corner points, and this middle point should match up with that middle point. And that one's going to be kind of an important one. And then we also have to sew along the edge, so we hit this corner and this corner with our 1/4 inch. Now we'll only be able to see one of those, so I think I'm going to choose the one that's a little closer to the edge, so we're not quite perfect here, but we'll go like with this one, so we sew on this one, I think. Alright, I'm going to start with matching that middle point, and then we'll work on the ends, I think. Will be a strategy. Okay, so I'm going to go right through where all of these seams meet. You can kind of see little triangles where they all meet. And I should be coming up right on the points there, and we are, so that's good. So I'm right in the right spot. And now I can see from the front, I'm just going to go right in that point on this side. Line up my seam, my edges, I mean. Really important to try and get this pin straight this time, and it's looking pretty good. Oh, my edges are off. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just sewn weird. That could be. All right, let's get a clamp in here before it gets away from me. There we go. These are so powerful, which is great. All right, let's do this edge first, or this point first. Okay. I think I'm just gotta go in the fold a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Make sure I'm straight there, and I'm gonna clip it just a little further down, because that's where we'll start. I'm feeling positive about this. I think this is gonna turn out nice. Oh, let's get that in the seam a little bit more. There we are. And you can kind of see through the paper on this one. Yep, so we're good. Or through the light colored fabric. So it wants to like bubble up like that, which is not what I want it to do. It should all just line up, but if it veers off at the edge, that's going to be better than in the middle. But I think we're fine right there. All right, here we go. Last seam. Oh, I think we can actually start taking papers out tonight too. That'd be kind of great. Oh, thanks, Sally. Yep, I'm little not as great tonight with reading your comments. I am trying to peek up every once in a while. But this particular thing is taking some more like visual concentration on what I'm doing. Sometimes I can just kind of wander about and look up a whole lot more, and then I can read comments a little bit better. Okay, now here's where I'm going through all this stuff, and I'm trying to get right where all those points meet. So now this machine's pretty hefty. I don't think it's going to have a problem with this. Oh, no, not at all. We're chunking along there. These old machines are great. There, no problem. All right, let's see what we got here. Fuzzles, that's what we got. Fuzzles everywhere. Let's get these fuzzles off while I'm here. All right, so I have both seams are flat. I didn't accidentally flip one over, so that's good. Let's take a little peek. Ah, all right, so there we go. That is not bad. These 2 points are looking pretty good. And I think once we take the papers out, I think these 2 points are going to be a little bit better too. That's what I was concerned with the most. That I didn't like shift this up or down, but I'm thinking it looks pretty dang good. I'm going to, let's press it open, and we can take the paper out then. This is great. Oh, Sylvia's asking if my tattoos of Chad. It actually kind of looks like Chad. Nope, it is not Chad. It's just Arm Kitty. It's not. I actually got it before Chad came around. But it does kind of look like Chad. We had a couple. We've had a few like tiger black and white and kind of gray tiger kitties. So it's kind of all of them. All right, just trying to get this pressed open. I am hoping to see Chad, though, later this week. He's extra poofy with his winter coat right now because it has been chilly. It's so funny. He gets so skinny looking in summer. He's an outdoor kitty. So in winter, he gets tons of fur, and in summer he loses it all. So he looks way skinnier. It's kind of funny. So he's in round kitty mode right now. Okay, we're smushing this, and then this puppy is done, except for taking out the papers, and I think we still have a few minutes here that we can do that, which is great. Ugh, and after pressing, these points match up even better. That is pretty dang good. I don't always get it that nice, but we are really lining up that center. I mean, your eye is going to kind of go to the center, so that's like the one to try and get. And all these points look pretty good. I am happy. That turned out just lovely. And we did it faster today than I thought we were gonna, which is even better. So, all right, let's flip it around. I'm gonna get a little lower for you guys here for this. Okay, so, so some of it's coming out already. You can get a tweezers for some of this. I do have my, like, hemostat things here. So if I really need to pick it out, I have this guy to get in there, or we can get in there with a needle, or the stiletto is actually helpful for that too. But we'll try and take them out on our own first of it. Sometimes it's easy to pull at the diagonals. You can hear the paper crack a little. There. So this I felt pull apart. So all of our little sewing, like our little, every time the needle went in, we made a little perforation, and that's what we're pulling out now. So we have to be careful though, because we don't want to pull our seams out. But we're just gonna go tear out our 44 pieces plus seam allowances and stuff. And if there's a little bit of paper left here and there, that's gonna be fine. That'll eventually just like dissolve in water probably. And a lot of times they'll just pop out really easily. I'm going to start with just all the big pieces. Oh, there, that's going, and then we'll pop out the seam allowances. So this is a messy job too, and it is another time-consuming job. But what I love about this is now you can see all those perfect seam allowances that we got with our add a quarter ruler. They're all being revealed. So not only with foundation paper piecing does everything match up in a really intricate, perfect way, all your seam allowances are mega perfect too. It's kind of magic. I just love it. So I know a lot of people really, really love this part. This is not my favorite part. It'll come. We'll just go section by section. But yeah, you don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to pull the seams out. There, we'll pull this back and get these seams. But look, it's like fabric again, which is just nice. Ooh, this is like, foundation paper piecing is one of the messiest jobs, I think. Not only during the process do we have just fabric everywhere, but now we're going to have all these little papers everywhere. So this is actually going to take some time yet, so we may actually stop before I'm done tonight. Actually, you know what? I think we might stop right now, because I know it's horrifying to like leave it at this spot, but I think I might just do that because this is going to take some time yet. But we got like one section pretty much out here. I kind of want to page through the the book for a moment here, so we can choose our next English paper piecing one. So this was foundation paper piecing again, and we want to find an English paper piecing one. So I'm going to just page through from the beginning here. So I didn't finish all these yet. So we'll just go page by page, and I'll try and remember if an English paper piecing one pops up. Although I think it might go in order of style, so I think these are all pieced ones. I'm just going to quickly page through. You can see what some of these blocks are, and when one jumps out at me as English paper piecing, we'll take a look at that. So now this one looks like it might be. Oh, nope, it's not. Whole lot of pieced ones. We didn't do a whole lot of these too, which is crazy. We got a pile to go yet. Okay, yeah, these are all pieced. Okay, now we're into applique. It's fun just kind of paging through these. Oof, yeah, we got a lot of applique ones that I haven't done. I think it's actually color-coded. The blue is the pieced, the green is the applique. I'm just going to keep paging through. We'll see what's next. I did do several of these, though. But yeah, this is all... Oh, here we are. So this is English paper pieced for sure. This is actually... this is done with hexagons, which is a traditional thing that people start with for English paper piecing. This is kind of a different arrangement. And this is actually... We'll do some English paper piecing, and then it looks like it's appliqued on top of it. So really, the only pieces that are connected, it looks like, are these four. Yeah, make four of these little jobbies like this, and look how small. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny hexagon. So this is a possibility. Let's see if maybe there's more of a traditional English paper piecing where we can hook more pieces together. That might be the only one we have left here. Well, that might be it for English paper piecing. Maybe that... Geez, is that the only English paper pieced one in this book? That could be. Yep, that's not English paper pieced either. Huh, 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 huh. A lot of foundation paper piecing. Oh, that's awfully cute. So here we made a few little hexagons, but nothing's really paper pieced. This is actually foundation paper pieced with some applique on top. Oh, no, this looks... Yep, okay, so this one's English paper piece. So, oh, but I think we did this one already. Winter Flower. Did we do that one? This one I know we didn't do. Winter Flower. Oh, on page... Well, it's alphabetical. Oh, no, I didn't do that one, so that's a possibility. Whatever we do, English paper piecing is going to take some time. So this is actually a little bit more traditional, I think, than this, because this is your appliquing on the top. This whole thing is going to be English paper piecing. So I'm leaning towards this one so far, and it's just beautiful. Look at that. Let's see what else we got in here, if there's any more English paper piecing. This is half and half. This is a lot of applique again. But this is awfully cute, too. I think we're going to go with that traditional one. So this one I think we did already. I think that was actually one of our first ones. Yeah, so not that many English paper piecing. I think we're going to do this one next. Oh, 120. Pam says look at 120 and 124. Yeah, this one's English paper piecing partially. It starts out with piecing. We have to make these strips. That's what makes them half and half. And then we're English paper piecing to make the shapes of the hexagons and putting them together, but then the whole thing is appliqued onto a large piece. Whereas this one, every single piece is English paper piecing, and that's it. This is like pure English paper piecing. So I think we're gonna do this one. Okay, so Winter Flower is what we'll do next. So to prepare, I'm thinking we're going to need one of these. Refer to English paper piecing. Okay. yeah, I'm assuming we gotta look here. So this is Winter Flower, page 120. Just trying to find the templates here because we'll need to trace them. So we'll need to do, tomorrow will basically be a prep day. I don't see it on here. Okay. We will, oops, hitting the camera here. It might be on, there's actually two pages of, ooh, geez, I just shushed paper, paper pieces all over the place. All right, let's try and find it on here. Figure 8. Okay, not on this side. Of course, it'll be like the last page that we look at. Geez, yep. Last even section. So Winter Flower, page 120. So it doesn't look like much, right? But all of these will repeat several times, most likely. So yeah, so cut 8 of these, cut 4, cut 4, cut 4, cut 4. So we're going to need to make these tomorrow. And what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, I think I'm going to get some, I might get some parchment paper and, or not parchment paper, freezer paper. I might trace that. The other thing I'm going to need is like a postcard or something where I can cut out the templates. I am going to want to make templates of all of these, and in theory I'll want to make like 4 templates, so I might need some more postcards. You can use like a manila folder that you want to cut up or something like that, but we are going to want kind of a hefty, sturdy paper, like a postcard like this, for each of these, because we're going to actually wrap the fabric around the edge, and you don't want it floppy, like you don't want it on a piece of paper like this. There's plastic templates. I've never actually used those before. I've always just used just some like postcard type stuff. So I'm going to look around for some postcards, and we will make a whole pile of these. I'm also going to punch holes in it, so something for tomorrow. Oh, Deborah says cereal boxes is what she uses. That's perfect. That's wonderful. So yeah, just that kind of like cheap, thin cardboard. And I think we are going to want to make each one of these, which is a lot. There's a lot here. So tomorrow we're going to be busy making template pieces and labeling them. But that's part of the battle. And then hopefully we can pick some fabric too that we want to use. But yeah, so that is the deal for tomorrow. So yeah, you'll want, if you have a hole punch, that'd be great. I'll show you what I use that for. And then a scissors and a pen and some of the little cardboard pieces, or the postcard pieces. And I might actually, yeah, some freezer paper. I might trace these on first and then transfer that to a postcard. We'll see. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to transfer this to this yet, but we'll get there. So that's the plan. I might just actually lay a piece of paper on top of here, trace them, cut them all out, and then use those to trace onto the postcard. That might just be the way to do it. Easy schmeezy. All right, you guys. Okay, so that is the plan. I am surprised that we got done with this. Oh, and we'll take the rest of the paper out tomorrow as well. So we'll do that first. We'll quickly just get this guy done, and then we will prep template pieces. Another little kind of work up front to do, but then it's just going to be really nice, relaxing, hand stitching for the rest of the week here. We'll also want some glue stick too once we get going, so that's like the last thing. Some water soluble glue stick, that'll be helpful. I think there's other ways to do it, and I'll show you several ways that you can do English paper piecing, but the glue stick method, I think that's my favorite because it's the quickest. But we'll do some other ways as well. So great, I'm excited. So from foundation paper piecing to English paper piecing this week, that'll be good. All right, well, thanks again, you guys, for joining me here this Monday, and be sure to check out the Embroidery of the Month. We'll be starting that next week, so we'll be shipping out bundles and stuff tomorrow, so make sure to get those orders in, and yeah, and thanks again for your pre-orders of the stiletto kit that we will be, we're getting beads and all the fun stuff for that. That'll be probably late March when we have all that in, so it's pre-orders right now, but that'll be fun. So, all right, thanks again, you guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. You're the best. All right, have an awesome evening, and good night.